Hey there, I'm Brandon, and this is the Dirt Church Devotional. So, I gotta tell you, sometime back I was walking through it was actually the Fred Meyer parking lot there in Battleground. I was walking from I think from Domino's or Starbucks. Anyway, it's not important. I'm walking across the parking lot, and it's a fairly decent sized parking lot, and there's a little kind of hideaway spot on one corner of it, and back in there was about, I don't know, 4 or 5 kids cruising, hanging out with their cars. They got their cars, they got their stereos going, they're having a good time, just chilling. And I had to look and I had to laugh, and I found myself shaking my head because these kids, they're cruising rice burners. They're cruising Hondas and Toyotas and whatever. I guess they call them tuners. And I walk by and I shake my head and I think, oh man, what are you kids doing? Don't you know how to cruise? I mean, where's the Camaros from my day? When I was a kid and we'd cruise the loop in Renton, we'd cruise the loop in Puyallup. Man, we're cruising first generation Camaros and Chevelles and Novas and Mustangs and Chargers. We got good old trucks. We got, American Iron. We got V8s. We got cool stuff, not this rice burner stuff. And as I walked away, apparently, the Holy Spirit said, hey, this is a good teaching opportunity. So, as I'm walking, the Holy Spirit starts speaking to me, and he says, hey, you know why you were able to cruise Camaros and Mustangs and things like that? Well, that's what I had. He said, yeah, that's what you had because that's what the generation before you made and left for you. You know why these kids today are cruising rice burners, little Hondas and Toyotas and things like that? Because that's what your generation made and left for them. And I thought, oh my goodness, that hurt. I'm laughing at these guys because they're cruising the cars that my generation built and handed down. I'm not so concerned about cars. The whole point wasn't about cars and what kids are cruising. The point really is about the church. A lot of times we go in and we complain about the way church is today or the way. It's interesting, Jesus said whenever anybody has old wine and they taste new, they always say the old is better. And I suspect that's the older generation that he's referring to. But anyway, it got me to thinking, what are we leaving to the next generation? Now, I'm not sitting here and talking about what was good or bad a generation ago in church or what's good or bad today. What are we leaving for the next generation? Because they're the ones that are going to have to deal with it. They're the ones that are going to have to clean it up, or they're the ones that are going to have to explain it. They're the ones that they're growing up with what we're creating, with what we're giving. I tell you, when I think about that, it makes me want to be real careful that what I'm doing for the Lord, I'm really doing for Him and not just for me. That when I'm out there feeding and clothing and preaching and teaching, I'm doing it, well, as unto the Lord, but for that next generation, that they'll have something to build on. That's about all I got for today. Why don't you chew on that for a while? Have a great day. Hey, I don't know how many of you going out to the